Hi there, how you doing? How's it going? My life kinda went whack, but you know, I'm back. For those who are new here, or if you forgot about me, my name is inakyu, and I make anime videos. When my life gets stressful, do you wanna know what I turn to? My comfort shows, which are none other than romance anime. Just a bunch of serotonin and quality fun that will probably rip my heart out by the end of it. Anyway, I give to you romance anime recommendations that are slept on. Yes, slept on. You hear so much about Ouran, Fruits Basket, Kaguya-sama, Bunny Girl Senpai, and for good reason. Those are quality shows, 10 out of 10. I just want to recommend some quality shows that I've been watching recently and some that definitely need more attention. Starting with Horimiya. Horimiya is one of the funniest, if not the funniest show on this list. It gives you the classic shoujo formula, but puts it in such a new light that it's so refreshing. If you're used to those 12-episode romances where it's all this build-up and all this tension to see if we get a confession or some hand-holding, maybe even a kiss by the last episode, this show is not like that. Horimiya is different. The main couple gets together within like the first 5 episodes of the show, and it's so neat to see how they kind of grow and learn from this new relationship. From meeting the parents to the changing dynamic of friend groups, it also talks about insecurities that you might have when you're in a relationship. Also, the side characters and their relationship drama is 10 out of 10. Like, one of my top 5 favorite shoujos ever is Maid-sama, and if you like Maid-sama, you'll like Horimiya. From the intimate, tension-filled moments of our main characters to the entertainment and hilariousness that goes along with the storytelling. The story follows 2 characters who are the definition of opposite. Our main girl is a social butterfly and a genius on top of that, while the main guy, though, is an antisocial recluse who seems to be stuck in his own world. Though, after accidentally running into each other outside of school, both of them learn about each other's secret lives. They both vow to keep it to themselves and create a bond through this, and through there, a romance blooms. Yeah, like, I watched Maid-sama in middle school and have not found a show that has given me the same feeling until watching Horimiya, so definitely worth a recommendation in my book. Moving on, Rent a Girlfriend. Okay, this is one of the shows that I watched recently, and you know, it's fun. This show is kind of different from your typical harem anime because it gives you a solid female. Like, usually there would be an argument as to who is best girl. This show really hones in on one, which is really cool. But like, that doesn't mean the other girls are bad. It's just, you'll see if you watch this show. All the girls are really good. Their writing actually makes them feel like actual characters instead of these archetypes of like, oh, it's the quiet one, oh, it's the shy one. Like, they actually feel like people. Like, one of these girls gets on my nerves, but that's how you know it's written well. Like, I know you watch harem anime for the girls, but you will really watch this one for the girls because trust me, the main character is just... I literally cannot explain how much pain he puts me in when he's on screen. I get it's part of the comedy, but like, come on. The main guy literally has the social skills of a beached whale. And this show is exactly what you'd expect, especially with a title like Rent a Girlfriend. It's the type of show where you don't know why you're watching it, but you'll see it till the very end. It's about this heartbroken boy who just after getting dumped, finds this app where you can rent a girlfriend. He rents out our main girl and the date is perfect. It even ends with some unprotected hand-holding. Coming home and realizing that it was all fake and is exactly what he paid for, he angrily rents her out again and ultimately finds out that their neighbors go to the same university and that their grandparents are friends because, you know, anime. She doesn't want anyone to find out that she's in this business, and he doesn't want anyone to know that he's renting her out because that's cringe. They get into this massive lie spiral and the story goes on from there. It's entertaining and I can see why my friends were definitely raving about it. Snow White with the red hair. This show has the healthiest and most reassuring couple in all of romance anime. You know, maybe in all of anime. These characters literally communicate to each other and are the definition of bettering each other. Zen and Shirayuki are so good. Also, there is this love triangle, unrequited love underdog character that is also so good. Honestly, if you want just a really wholesome watch, this show is for you. inakyu. Let me just say that our main girl isn't a swordsman, wasn't trained in combat for this medieval era, but she still holds her own in her own way. Like, her mind when she outsmarts other characters, it's very satisfying. It's about this young herbalist who gets spotted by a prince due to her unique red hair. He puts in order for her hand in marriage, and by no surprise, our main girl is furious. She then escapes her country and decides to live on her own until she runs into a few people in a nearby forest. I don't want to spoil anything, this show is good. Like, this is a serotonin-filled show, and it's just so nice to see characters that are straightforward with their feelings. And because of how straightforward they are, this show isn't just about their romance, it's actually about them wanting to achieve their goals in order to be worthy of each other, you know? She wants to be the best herbalist out there, and the main guy wants to be worthy of his throne. They help each other reach their dreams. It's so good. So good. And speaking of good, our next anime is probably one of the most slept on ones. Kami-sama Kiss. If you eat that mushy gushy love story shit up, you will be eating good tonight if you watch this show. It's filled with all the tension, the enemies to lovers trope, characters that hate each other when they meet, but then soon transform into not being able to be without each other. I'm literally like, why hasn't it been talked about more? The romance in fantasy writing is everything you could want out of a shoujo. It's about a young girl who is left with her father's debt and no home to go back to. On the street, she runs into a man in need of help, and after an act of kindness in saving him, he offers his home in gratitude. When she gets there, though, she learns that she did not only get his home, but also his job. She has been granted the mark of a land god deity who is welcomed by most of the supernatural spirits in this shrine, except for one, a demon familiar who refuses to serve a human girl. Clearly, the romance starts from there, and our girl Nanami does the best she can in learning the duties of a god, and this love-hate relationship just keeps on growing. Also, because I watched the dub of this show, I'm just gonna note that if you also really like Ouran High School Host Club, the main guy in this show is also voiced by Kyoya, so do with that knowledge what you will. Just, if you love love and haven't seen this show yet, get on it. Watakoi, love is hard for an otaku. Slowing it down from the fantasy romance genre, let's take it to a much normal one that also does not take place in high school, but an office. It's just really neat to see because I'm out of college now, and it's nice to see more of an adult romance, if that makes sense. The show is still fun, I promise. Like, all the mushy-gushy stuff though, it's not there. It's really unique because it's a romance anime that talks about the struggles of a relationship and not the struggles of getting into a relationship. Learning how to communicate, learning how they communicate, and figuring out what they need and putting their needs before your own. It's funny, it's sweet, and it's also the literal image of a weeb girlfriend and a gamer boyfriend. It's about a young woman who starts the first day at her new job with the goal to reinvent herself. She's determined to make new friends and possibly find a new partner. Her plan becomes ruined when she realizes that an old childhood friend works there and tries to keep her guilty pleasures of liking nerdy things like anime a secret. She tries to rekindle her old friendship and an adorable, awkward romance begins. Yeah, it's just so fun, and also this show is very recommendation worthy because of its circle of friends. Like, yes, there's romance, but this show is honestly made for people who were looked at as lame or nerdy for liking things like anime and video games. It's about those lame people finding people like them. Like, there's an episode after we all find out that they're closet weebs, hop on a video game after work. They clock out, go home, hop on their PCs, and get on Discord. Like, what? That's what I do. And there isn't anything detrimental happening. It's not like they get locked in the game and if they die in real life. No. They go to work, play video games, and repeat. Yeah, this show is just very straightforward with its romance and its friendships, and it's because of that simplicity that this show is so good. But from a simple romance anime, our last recommendation is a lot more complex. Plastic Memories. It's definitely one of those romances that take its time, and while it's more drama-filled, it will give you a love story that is comparable to Clannad or Your Lie in April. Yeah, This is a cute but tragic love story. It's a romance that will leave you sobbing at the end, so like if that's your guilty pleasure, if you like sad romance anime, I got you. Plastic Memories is that show. It's very Detroit Become Human, the movie Her, but like it's anime, so like Detroit Become Waifu. It takes place in the near future where androids called Giftias live amongst humans to help them with everyday needs. However, each Giftia does have a maximum lifespan of about 10 years. We follow our main character at his job where he has to collect these androids that have reached their expiration dates before they lose their memories and rebel. When our main character realizes that the time with his Giftia/android partner is fleeting, he realizes that he has to come to terms with his feelings for her before time is up, because no matter how much you want it, nothing lasts forever. This show is Spain without the S. This show really talks about the meaning of life and what it really means to be living. Like, I finished this show the other day and I'm still not over it. The ending hurt so bad, I'm still suffering. It's so good. Please watch it. Suffer with me. But yeah, those are my romance anime recommendations. Please watch them. Let me know what you think. And also, the date of me posting this video, I think all the shows except for Rent a Girlfriend are available to watch on Hulu, at least in the US, so this is also sort of a continuation of my last video where I recommended romance anime movies, so if you haven't seen that, check that one out. I'll also link it in the description. But yeah, please let me know what anime romance you recommend, what shows make your heart glow, what shows rip your heart out. Like, comment, subscribe, all of it, none of it, whatever you want. Let me know what you think of the video. It's not like I care or anything.